Hello everyone, this is Reverend Brandon Stafford with Lifeblood Contemplative, and first and foremost I want to apologize about the traffic noise. I am walking. It's on a busy road, but I saw a meme, and that's the way we communicate here in 2023 going into 2024. But what it said is it said that the enemy hides wolves in sheep's clothing. But don't worry, because God hides lions inside of lamb. And that, anybody who's been on my page, followed the ministry for a little bit, knows why that speaks to me. But let's talk about it a little bit deeper. A lot of people think that Christianity is violent, it's oppressive. It's not. It's the opposite. See, and I'm not just talking about in our day-to-day life. No, when we look at the early Christians, they were persecuted, they were killed, they were put into circus games where they were torn apart by beasts, men, women, and children. Their response to all of this was peace. Confused the Romans. Confused them to the point that they couldn't make sense of them at all. See, what it is that a true Christian knows is actually what Jesus brought. He showed you. This is a fallen planet. That's why if you love this world and its ways, the love of the Father is not in you. That's the reason why it's so heretical that most Christians don't even believe it's true today. That old adage, and I used to fall under this, but a Bible and a 44, right? And some people have put up the Bible but kept the 44, and they think that is fighting for God. Help you. That is not fighting for God. The way that we fight for God is spiritual. So yes, I am a lion inside of a lamb. But what does that mean? That means that most people will persecute me. Jesus told me that. They will persecute me, or persecute you as they have persecuted me. They will hate you as they have hated me. If I follow Jesus as his disciple, he sends me as a lamb amongst the wolves. That's right. But where is that lion, right? The lion is inside. The lion realizes this whole game. The lion is not attached to this world. It's the reason why you can't really hurt a truly converted Christian physically. That's not possible. Oh yes, you can torture the body. You can tear at the flesh, but the Bible talks about that. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. Now what does that mean? Does that mean you can't kill me? No, you can. And the fact that society rejects true Christianity so deeply, it's literally pushed me into a situation where I've lost so much. Just a homeless man wandering now, following the Great Commission. Oh, like literally the steps that Jesus told me to do. Follow him. Spread the gospel to the ends of the earth. Come to a new city. Preach the truth. If you are rejected, dust your feet off and keep it moving. Like that? Oh, then I think I'm in good company. All of the apostles did the same. When I start to speak, I do one of two things. I cause revival in someone, or revolt. Paul did the same thing everywhere he went. Now, through this dedication, I've gained, and maybe this is the reason why, but the full baptism of the Holy Spirit, where my whole life is nothing but spreading this truth. And Jesus said that The only way you get to heaven is by baptism of water and Spirit. And the thing is most people don't want to give in and give it their all. They're still tied to some type of game here, some type of relationship here. 6 years ago, I lost my parents. I've lost my business, my home, all of my friends in the physical. I lost the church that I was attending. They voted me out. They were, due to my knowledge, going to give me a second service. Then they heard that I was going to be preaching from the Bible, and they're like, oh, well, I don't know, that might be a little bit too harsh for our congregation. Then I started my own congregation. This was of people that I had worked with for well over a year and made drastic changes in their life, cast demons out that they had witnessed. And they had witnessed this change, and guess what? As I continued to preach from the Bible, from the Holy Spirit, I wasn't saying what they wanted to hear. So eventually, they decided, some individually and then collectively, that I had to go. I said, okay, I've overstayed my welcome, I see. Then as I left, they spread many, many stories about me, right? As Jezebel works through, that's okay. What's my response? As a lion, the way that we think about it in the worldly perspective, you would think that I then lash out and all of these things. You know, I start an army against these unbelievers. Now that might happen, but it's not an army of those that take up arms. No. It's a bunch of prayer warriors. People that pray for those that are still lost. We show love. Now it doesn't mean that everybody still gets access, because I've learned time and time again, and I'll probably learn a couple more times, to not cast pearls before swine. But the thing of it is as separate as I might be now from the world and most people, you would think I'd feel lonely. But I don't. I felt loneliness before. I felt chronic depression and anxiety, suicidal ideations from age 8 into my 30s, fibromyalgia in my entire body, that burning in my bones, as Jeremiah would say. Yeah, I don't feel that anymore. I have less people around me, and I don't feel alone. I know who's with me. I know who's in me. And this is what I inspire and hope to show everyone, is how to access that. And yet, as I say I hope, I know that I do nothing. I have never brought anybody to God and never will. But what I can do is bring a shining example of truth in the Holy Spirit in a person in today's day and age and show, yes, it is still possible. No, it's not easy. But neither is the alternative. Oh, the alternative might be more popular. That's right. But it's not easy. And so I say this that way, hopefully you can get a deeper understanding of what spiritual warfare really is. I have no fear, but my teeth will not tear flesh, for I fight not against flesh, but against powers and principalities. This is the same way Jesus showed as the example. Everybody tried to tempt him, even one of the thieves on the cross. If you're Jesus, if you're the Son of God, why don't you pull us down from these crosses? Right? Yeah. Why don't you pull us down from these crosses? Because the cross is part of it. The cross is part of the warfare. I am thankful for every suffering that I have experienced in this world. That's right. And as I continue to face these, I am thankful for every single one. Why? It's the refinement that God says I shall have. It's how He's using my body, my life, as an example. Yeah, it's extreme to most people. That's why it's a narrow gate. But there's still room. It's actually less crowded. I invite each and every one of you to come follow the Holy Spirit with me and see what it might have for your life and see what type of change it can make. I guarantee you it's not boring. A lot of people think that. It's not. I can't guarantee you that your life will be the same. And in order to truly get it, you've got to be willing to give up everything. But what can a man gain in the world and lose his soul? What? What can the man gain in this world and lose his soul? What point is that? Shows sin, misunderstanding. Means you don't understand what this game is about. If you think it's about this flesh prison, you're wrong. That's just the chance you got. It's the opportunity you have. How are you going to use it?